today what I wanted to do was share with you 10 of the channels that I've been most enjoying recently. As you probably know if you're watching this video, I am doing a PhD about YouTube and online video culture, and because of that I spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos. I usually spend at least an hour a day. Obviously for my research it's to keep up with the culture and the community, what's going on, but also in my personal life I've been a viewer, a watcher, a fan, if you will, of YouTube since 2008. So pretty much ever since 2008 I have watched YouTube regularly, and I have amassed quite a few subscriptions over that time. I'm currently subscribed to 832 channels, which sounds ridiculous. So I hope you find it interesting or useful. Please do comment below and let me know if you watch any of these people or if you have any other channels that you would like to share. I'd be really interested to find some new people to watch. Number 1 is Jarvis Johnson. Jarvis is someone who I discovered probably about a year ago. He's actually a software engineer at Patreon, which is interesting in and of itself. But the thing I love about his videos, it's two things actually. One, he's really funny. He puts so much effort and scripting into his videos and it really pays off. And two, he loves to make videos about internet culture, and I think that's amazing. So I often share his videos on Twitter because I find that they're so insightful that I want to share them with other people who are internet researchers. One video that he did recently that I really enjoyed was about TikTok. I just think it's really fascinating when different parts of the internet collide in interesting ways, and his findings are just very funny and interesting. Number 2 is Cornwell. Eve is someone that I discovered probably about 6 months ago. She's had a channel for 4 years, but she's kind of reinvigorated it a year ago and has since grown quite a lot. She has about 110,000 subscribers now. Basically her channel a year ago, it was about her being a law student at the University of Bristol, and she talks about law and being a student and does day in the life videos and stuff. And she's just a very likeable personality. Since then she has finished her degree and she's moved to London, and she's doing her postgraduate law conversion. I think that's what you'd call it. The thing I love about her channel is that she's really funny and puts so much effort into the editing. Number 3 on the list is Padilla. You will probably know who Padilla is if you have been on YouTube for any amount of time. He's one half of Smosh, but left Smosh a while ago now and started his own independent YouTube channel. The reason I've put Anthony on the list is because he does a lot of commentary about YouTube, but in a very funny way. I think he has a really interesting perspective because he's someone who's been on the platform for a very long time, since the early days. Obviously Smosh were huge in the early days of YouTube, so he's really seen it change over time. I think that his experience, having been one of the most popular people on the platform for such a long time, gives him real insight into the culture and how it's changed. Yesterday I watched a video of his called YouTube Drama Awards, which was really good. It was about reflecting on 2018 and the big drama on the platform. And it's just that kind of funny approach to talking about the community and the culture on YouTube that I really love about his channel. Number 4 on the list is a bit of a rogue one. It's You Suck at Cooking, which has to be the funniest channel on YouTube. You've probably heard about it if you are a regular viewer of YouTube because it's huge. It's basically a comedy channel which is about cooking. You never see the face of the person who runs the channel. We don't know what his name is. That considered, it's pretty amazing that he's built such a huge fan base because you know, YouTube is very like personality and face driven, I guess you could say. And I think that's really testament to how good the content is. One of his videos that I particularly enjoyed recently was his one on energy balls, and I'll leave it at that. Number 5 on my list is a more recent discovery of mine, but I'm so happy that I found her. It's ContraPoints. ContraPoints is incredible. She uploads 1 video a month, which is very unusual for a successful YouTuber because the algorithm, but she does very long form video essays which are like incredibly scripted and very intelligent content usually about issues such as philosophy, politics, gender. I recently watched a video of hers about incels, which was absolutely fascinating. But the thing that I most love about her videos is the amount of effort and energy that goes into each individual video, which is really refreshing on a platform that tends to privilege channels that upload every day and therefore the quality is less high. She also has an incredible comedic edge to the videos, so whilst they're really educational and fascinating, they're also very funny and entertaining, and they don't feel like a lecture. Number 6 on my list is Evelyn from the internets. I have been lucky enough to meet Evelyn a couple of times, once at the Creators for Change Summit in London last year and once at VidCon in LA. Evelyn is amazing. She's really funny and thoughtful and just a nice person. I think you really get the impression from her videos that she is a lovely person and she's very funny. And I think the overall feeling of her channel is that it's a fun place to be, but she deals with some serious issues such as race and nation and nationality. I'll give you a couple of videos of her that I've enjoyed in the last year. One was her Creators for Change video 8 months ago, which was called How to Be an Ally, and another one was her review of Black Panther, which was just really funny. Number 7 on my list is Blais. How do I describe her? She's basically a funny YouTuber who is also a musician. She's from Canada. The thing I particularly like about Hayley's channel is that she's just quite weird. The videos are quite meandering and not really about anything in particular. And I like that in the time of YouTube where every really popular person's videos are really kind of strictly delineated in terms of their topic. Hers are just kind of random, and I like that they're not too professional. Even though she does do it as a job, or at least part of her job, and she does do sponsorship deals, it doesn't feel too commercialized. Number 8 on my list is Simon Clark. Simon is someone who I first started watching a year or two ago because he was making PhD content, and I was interested in that obviously from a personal perspective because I was starting a PhD and then doing a PhD, and although his PhD was in something completely different to mine, I think he was in the physics department, the things that he was talking about in terms of like the lifestyle of a PhD student, or a week in the life or a day in the life type videos, were still really relevant to me. And since then, I was in touch with him on Twitter, and then I met him at Summer in the City, and then I interviewed him for my PhD, and he was so lovely, really nice guy, really helpful, went out of his way to be helpful, and that's just an added bonus. But his content is great. He always puts so much effort into his videos. You can tell that he treats it very seriously. He makes videos about climate change and science, general things to do with his PhD expertise and research expertise, but he also does videos about his life, and I've taken a lot of inspiration from his channel for this channel. Number 9 on my list is Leena Norms. Leena is someone who I've watched for a long time, probably 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years. Of this list, I would say she's the best example of like a classic old school YouTuber who sits down and talks about things they're interested in, and she has really interesting things to say. She works in publishing, so YouTube isn't her full-time job, but she does YouTube stuff a lot. She does a lot of other projects outside of her job. She has 57,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel, so quite a lot for someone who doesn't treat it as a job. She makes a lot of videos about publishing and life advice and general thoughts about different things. Yesterday I watched a video of hers which was really interesting called The Truth About YouTuber Burnout, where she reflects on the popular media representations of YouTubers and her frustrations with that debate. She just generally always has really interesting things to say, and I always enjoy watching her videos. And last but not least, number 10 on my list is Jenna Marbles. I know it might seem kind of obvious to choose Jenna Marbles as she's one of the most popular creators on the platform, but the thing I love about Jenna Marbles is she is someone who has managed to maintain her popularity and the quality of her content over such a long period of time. I started watching her back in the day when she started, and obviously she blew up at that time and she was one of the earliest big people on the platform. but her content is so good. She's just like constantly been really funny. I always enjoy watching her videos. Every week I watch her videos and they always make me laugh. She's managed to maintain a kind of purity, considering that she's so big. When I say there's a purity to her channel, I mean that it's just silly and it's not that slick. She just does what she wants to do and I love her videos. Of her recent videos, I really enjoyed her video I Want to Be Tall, in which she put on ridiculously huge platform shoes and she like spiked up her hair to be as tall as possible. It's just stupid. There are lots of other channels I could have put on this video, but I just wanted to give a really honest rundown of the channels that I actually turn to most often at the moment. And what I found actually quite interesting from doing this video is how much the content I consume is comedy content, whether it's cooking or lifestyle or makeup or whatever. It's all got that comedic spin, and I think that that's something about YouTube that I really love. I've got some cool videos coming up. The next one I'm going to do is another PhD advice video, which is about maintaining productivity and decreasing stress, which I think some of you out there who are students or have stressful jobs might find useful. I'm also going to VidCon London next week, and I will be vlogging that. That will be really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm also going to film a video, I think, with Chris Stokel-Walker, who is a journalist who I know. He's quoted me a few times in different articles, and I'm going to meet him at VidCon and we're going to film a video together, which is really cool because he has a book coming out about YouTube soon. I think that's all. I hope you're doing really well. Have a great week. See you next time. Bye!